All right, all right, all right. Your reigning defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles failed to defeat the Washington Commanders and lose 24 to 17 in a game that was meaningless until the last minute. Um, the reason why I say that was because coming into this game, in order for us to get the 2 seed, we would have needed the Bears to lose and us to win. And because of that, I wanted Nick Sirianni to sit the starters because the possibilities of that with the Bears playing their starters was not likely at home. So I thought, okay, let's just sit our starters, don't even bother, and we'll be okay. And the beginning of this game was pretty good. Tanner McKee was dicing them up. Our defense backups looked good, and we were beating Commander starters on the field. It was good. And the Lions were putting belt to ass on the Bears. So everything was coming up Eagles. Oh my God, we could get the fucking 2 seed. The games progressed on. The Lions still put belt to ass on them, and I think we had a 7-0 lead. And then Tanner McKee threw an interception in the fucking red zone on a miscommunication or something, and that was a turnaround. I think the Eagles had like 17 penalties today for like 180 yards, and those are the penalties that definitely gave the Commanders the opportunity to win this game. Uh, and it's a shame because it sucks because as soon as it was a 4th and 4 near the end zone, 3 timeouts left, Tanner McKee overthrows a wide open guy on 4th down, and then as soon as that happened, the Lions kicked the game-winning fucking field goal to beat the Bears. So all we had to do was win the game, and then the 2 seed was ours. Uh, it's bad. I think that had that drive been a little bit slower and the Bears won quicker, Nick Sirianni would have called that timeout, ran a good play on 4th down, would have gone down to the end zone and tied it and brought it to overtime. But alas, it didn't happen. We are now the 3 seed going up against the Rams because they won. So another playoff game against the Rams at home. It happens a week early though. Not a lot of big things to take away from this game except Tanner McKee's not ready. I heard a couple Eagles content creators and people say, oh, Tanner McKee's going to get money this offseason to go to a team and potentially compete for the starting job. No, he's not. Tanner McKee's clearly not ready, and I don't care that it was with backups. He was playing with backups. You didn't have any help. I don't care. You overthrew a bunch of receivers. You made some mistakes. You didn't look as good as you looked against the Giants. Listen, man, he's gotten better, but clearly he still needs to sit behind, I think, a year or two. I think the best thing for Tanner McKee to do is to be the Eagles' backup quarterback next year and the year after that, and then get your money in the offseason. At least be the backup for next year, and then get your money in the offseason. But I think Tanner McKee's ceiling is a good spot starter. I don't think he'll ever be starting quarterback material because it's just he doesn't have any speed. He can't dodge out the pocket. But he does have a little bit of talent. I can see him being a good spot starter. So he should just resign with the Eagles. The next big thing, Jalen Hunt was making plays out there today. He was my pick to be the breakout superstar of the season for the Eagles, and it wasn't to be. Like he started the season off really rough, and that became Moro Ojomo. Moro Ojomo was the one that broke out. But Jalen Hunt made some plays today, so he's really good. And Tanks Bigsby, man, Tanks Bigsby. People were destroying Howie Roseman when he made traded a 4th and 7 for Tanks Bigsby, and when he started on freaking kick and punt returns, and we're like, we traded a 4th and 7 for a kick and a punt returner. Apparently, no. Again, Howie Roseman is the best GM in football. He has a brain. So, no, he didn't trade a 4th and 7th round pick for a punt and a kick returner. He traded a 4th and 7th round pick for a backup running back. Now, that's a really good trade. And it was a really good one, too, because believe Tank Bigsby still has 3 years on his rookie deal. So we're gonna have Tank Bigsby for like 2 to 3 years to back up Saquon. He needs to get more carries in the playoffs. He needs to get more carries in the playoffs. The offense needs to implement that ASAP. For some reason, he's been getting like 1, 2, 3 carries. He needs to get like 7 carries a game in the playoffs at the very least. He's explosive. He just brings spark and energy to an offense that honestly just has been dead the majority of the season. And that's it with the Eagles highlights. Besides all the penalties, I mean, dude, we had like 17 penalties today. Not good. Now I know these were a lot of backups, and they don't get playing time. First game for a couple of these guys that they're starting against a starting unit of another NFL team, so it's gonna be some problems. But man, it just sucks that the Bears lost, so we could have the 2 seed. But alas, we're locked into the freaking 3 seed. Looking ahead to the playoffs, I'm going to have a whole entire playoff prediction, breakdown, and everything. Initial thoughts. This year is not like last year. This year, the Eagles are going to have some things go their way. I think we will beat the Rams at home, even though it's going to be the hardest matchup to start the playoff run is the Rams at home. They're really good, but I think our defense is going to hold them down, and I think we're just going to be able to beat them. We've seen what Seattle can do to them. We've seen what a good team can do to the Rams. So even though they're going to have the MVP, even though they're going to have Matthew Stafford, we're still going to win that game. And then we're going to need a little bit of luck. And the luck part comes from nothing, actually, because it's kind of weird because if the Panthers win, the Panthers win and the Bears win, we would play the Bears and the Panthers would play Seattle. If the Niners win and the Bears win, we still play the Bears because Seattle would play the Niners. But if somehow, in a way, the Packers win, they would be the ones to play Seattle, and we would still have to play either the Panthers or the 49ers. Although both those matchups sound interesting, but what's realistically going to happen is that we're going to have to take a trip down or up to Chicago to face the Chicago Bears at home, who, as you saw today, aren't that threatening and scary. I think we can beat the Bears. It's that NFC Championship game that gets a little bit tricky because, to be 100% honest up front, I don't think the Eagles can go into Seattle and beat the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game to get to the Super Bowl this year. Too much offense incapabilities. Maybe our defense can slow them down to a point where it's possible, but unless our offense steps up big time, I don't see us going to Seattle and winning. So, at the very least, the playoff game is probably going to be against the Bears. The first playoff game is guaranteed to be at home. We'll win that. The second game is most likely going to be against Chicago. If the fucking Packers beat the fucking Bears, it'll be the most hilarious thing of all time. I don't see that happening, though. I think the Bears got that because the Packers are banged up. But Eagles versus Bears on the road, it's going to be tough, but I think we can pull it out. And at that point, we just need to hope that whoever faces the Seattle Seahawks, which hopefully it's the 49ers after they beat the fucking Panthers, beats them, and then we get a home NFC Championship game against that team, and we can beat that team at home, go to the Super Bowl. I think that's the only way I see the Eagles making the Super Bowl this year. I just don't think we're going to be able to win 2 road games back to back. This team just has not shown that they can do that this year. They could surprise you, of course, but TLDR, I think the Eagles if the Eagles have a home NFC Championship game, they're going to the Super Bowl. If they don't have an NFC Championship game, it means they're playing against the Seahawks, and that basically means that probably gonna lose that game. So that's Eagles playoff outlook right there and there. I'm gonna come out with a lot of content and awards videos, some shorts. So look forward to that.